Hello and welcome back to Easy Money with Don Anders. I'm here with Heather Schreiber. Heather is a Social Security expert. We brought her in to answer some of the most frequently asked questions or things that we think that you should know. And today we're going to talk about the difference for Social Security for women than for men. Now, Heather, is it really, do women really have to think differently about Social Security? Isn't it kind of all the same?
Well, the rules are the same, but the challenges that we as women face can be quite different. There are certain challenges. Now, obviously, not all of them apply to all of us, but think about the challenges that we have. One is that we tend to live longer. And so the claiming decision we make, or if we're married, if our spouse makes, if they're the higher wage earner, is really going to affect us most of the time because we tend to live longer than our spouses and we're making those dollars stretch for a longer period of time. So that's one challenge. The other challenge is, I don't know, there's probably a lot of people out there that can attest to this. I wear many hats as a mom, as a worker, as a business owner. And there was a time when I had a break in my career. I came home and took care of some babies for a little bit. And so we tend to have less overall years of earnings. How does that affect us? Well, it affects the eventual benefit that we're going to receive because our benefits are based on our highest 35 years of indexed earnings. So if we only have, let's say, 20 or 25, then the Social Security Administration is going to say, okay, we're going to substitute 10 or 15 years into that 35-year calculation. So I think that the longer that we can work, or if we are able to return back to the workforce, after the kids have left, or whatever the case may be, it's going to have a positive effect all the way around. We're working, right? So we're earning dollars there, not having to tap as much into retirement savings, and it's increasing our eventual benefit. Now, of course, widowed, let's just assume that we do outlive our male counterpart. Well, we're widowed then, and let's be real. That the reality is that the expenses don't go down by 50% when one spouse dies. So we already know that we're going to lose the lower of the two Social Security benefits when one dies. And so it becomes really important if you're married to really focus on the higher of the two wage earners claiming age. Why do I say that? Well, because the higher benefit is going to remain. So if that higher wage earner decides to file at 62, for example, and take the lowest possible benefit, that's going to translate to less survivor income for the spouse that lives the longer, usually the woman. So you have to think about that. Now, what if that higher wage earner says, you know what, I want to wait until 70. I want to garner the maximum benefit I can. I'm going to earn those 8% per 12 months of delayed retirement credits from full retirement age up to age 70. Do I, as a surviving spouse, get to take advantage of those? Absolutely. So you really have to think about when you're married, really harvesting that higher wage earner, whether it's you or your spouse, in terms of, you're thinking beyond both of your lives collectively, but when one of the two of you passes. The other thing is, because of our sort of many hats that we wear, we tend to have less saved for retirement. So we're probably less likely, I don't know the exact statistics, but I think women are less likely to have a pension than men because the men are usually the ones that have had long-term careers. And so we're less likely to have that. So all of those things bode challenging to today's woman in terms of Social Security. You really need to carefully craft a claiming decision. Think about opportunities to leverage extended work to increase your primary insurance amount, to lessen the time we're in retirement. That's the other thing. We spend far more in retirement than we realize. People tend to underestimate the amount of time they'll be in retirement and underestimate the amount of time they'll live. That's just a fact. And so if we go into this knowing that the challenges that we might face with a lower amount of assets earmarked for retirement, with higher longevity, with perhaps a lower primary insurance amount, we can start to combat those things and make a decision as far as Social Security that will be a longstanding good one.
And also, one thing that we always talk to clients about is there's a very good chance that the wife in a relationship will take care of the husband when they get sick, but then the wife's going to have to end up going into long-term care or something like that. Right. So that's another consideration that we always take in there, whether that's Social Security or whether you buy a long-term care policy or whatever else. Those are things that have to be factored in. So I appreciate the time, Heather. If there's any other questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Heather. We're going to link her website down below, and appreciate you doing these videos for us. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed my interview with Heather. If you click here, that is the full playlist with all of the videos that I did with Heather about Social Security. And then if you click here, you can go ahead and subscribe for more content just like this. We focus on retirement planning. We focus on making investments easy. And we're going to be having a whole series all about interviews with experts. So please subscribe and we'll get updates and alerts on that. Also, Heather has a newsletter that if you'd like to subscribe to learn more about Social Security, you can do that. We're going to link that down in the description below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.